nobody knows who I am. And so it's opportunities like this to meet people like yourself, to put my work out for other people to see. With the whole social media, I realized I probably shouldn't have made it like such an odd name. I used to have like these gallery shows in my closet at home, but I wouldn't tell anybody about them, and so nobody ever showed up.
So I first met this guy years ago when I was still helping put conventions together. I was helping out my friend Mark at the time with HyperCon, and he was one of the artists there, and his artwork just really caught my eye. Like I just couldn't get over how amazing I thought it was. Tell us about your work, man.
I was a graphic designer. I hated it, and so I would randomly pick these different pop culture characters, and in fact the first one happened to be Army of Darkness, Ash. So during lunch I would just start kind of drawing, and it gave me a brief little respite from how much I hated my job, and realized that, oh, that was fun. So then the next day I picked something else, and then the next day it led to that, and then that got to the point where I had enough product where I could actually like, oh, I'm going to try doing a local con. So at the time I was living about a block away from the SatCon in Sacramento, and so I'd go to the show. I said it was like $25 to do a show. I slowly started working on my game, improving my art. Right now I'm interested in working on my first comic, which is Ichido, and then just improving my craft as much as I can, drawing as much as I can, coming out to the shows as much as I can.
You just mentioned earlier you're putting together your own comic. So yeah, tell us about your book, Ichido.
Ichido is the book that I've always wanted to read. Every time I go into a comic shop, this is the comic that I want to pick up and I want to support, but nobody else has made it. And so I got to the point where I was becoming comfortable enough in my own work that I thought, what the hell, I'm going to give it my best shot. The last probably year, I've really had the opportunity to continue to work on it, to figure out, because I've never done any kind of sequential work, and it's a totally different language than like single image illustrations. And so I'm just continuing to try to work on the story, try to improve the craft, try to figure out what I'm doing. It's just having fun. I have a lot of stories that I want to tell. That one happens to be science fiction, Japanese. I love samurais, I love kung fu, I love science fiction. And so this kind of basically, I take everything that I love and I just kind of and see what happens.
Awesome.
And at the core, the story is about redemption and about love, which I think is very important. Things that you could apply to anything, and so, but I want to draw samurais and robots and kung fu, and so I thought, well, I'll just make it like that. So I'm about a month out of getting book one out. I'm pretty excited. I had a Kickstarter that was successful, and so right now I'm just focusing 110% on doing pages and finishing the book.
Oh, that's cool.
And then just continuing on to the next con and the next book. And
all right, so before we sign out, yeah, tell all the fans where they can find you online, man.
You can find me at fallensunasylum.org, and from there, that'll point you to Twitter. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt. So if you look up Tomas Overbai, then you can find me. I think I'm the only Tomas Overbai on the planet.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks so much. Good to see you again.
Yeah, see, I love these business cards, man. They're so awesome. Look at that. It's so cool. But yeah.